Welcome back to the Kimchi Kitchen, where today we are cooking
with kimchi.
With kimchi.
In the Kimchi Redneck's kitchen. It's like we like kimchi or something.
Ah.
So,
Anyway.
what are we making today, Chuck?
Today we are making one of everybody's favorite things. Stuffing in a wrapper, or as it's called in Korea, mandu.
Yes, and kimchi mandu particularly is one that you will find in a lot of homes because it's good for all of the soups. If you're doing a mandu janggol, if you're doing a mandu guk or tok mandu guk, you want a good, very quality mandu in there. So unfortunately, we're going to take the easy way on this one. Write that down, guys. I'm taking the easy way. We did not make our own mandu wrappers, which are called mandu pea. We purchased them because reasons and things. Also because I wasn't ready to delve into the mandu pea world yet.
Yeah, that's its own special.
But if you are very interested in making your own mandu pea, check here or here, wherever the link ends up being. And there's a fabulous link for how to make your own mandu wrappers. We're not doing that today. We're going to go ahead and start assembling. We've got our steamer steaming because we are steaming our mandu today.
Yes.
All right, so with this, we have already cut up everything. Okay, so let's start with our mung bean sprouts. We have 10 ounces of mung bean sprouts. They were blanched, which you can see here, and drained. We're going to put those in the bowl. Okay, so next we're going to add in our diced onion. That was half of a medium onion.
Now, we hand chopped a lot of this stuff. I'm relatively sure you could run this through a food processor and get a finer chop, but...
Green onion, sliced. This is 2 to 3 scallions, or green onions. So I'm separating them in the pan. I am putting the mung bean sprout and the vegetables all to one side at this point. We'll explain why in a minute. Next, we've got our tofu. We got a very fine tofu, and we maybe should have gotten a medium firm instead of the very soft tofu. But it's gonna work, so it'll be fine. So we drained it. So we squeezed it through cheesecloth. We got as much liquid off. So it's okay to have a little bit of moisture, but for the most part, you're gonna wanna make sure you don't have any moisture. So after I blanched and rinsed our mung bean sprouts, I put them on a towel to take some of the water. Same thing with the noodles and everything. So I'm trying to get liquid out. Here is our tofu, we'll put that in. And that was 8 ounces of tofu. This is 2 ounces of dangmyeon, which are sweet potato noodles. They are finely chopped as well. All right, so I'm still making room in our bowl. So now we have 8 ounces of ground pork. You can use ground pork or ground beef or a mixture of. We are using ground pork because that's what we have. So use what you have. And then we have 1 cup of finely chopped kimchi. And then for seasoning, we have 1 tablespoon of gochugaru. Use more or less to your liking. We have 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. We have 1 teaspoon of grated ginger, 1 tablespoon of grated or minced garlic, and this equates to about 1/8 teaspoon of pepper or 1/4 teaspoon of salt to your liking. Now I'm going to put some gloves on and mix this up. So if you see in the bowl, we have everything kind of spread out. We're going to start mixing the kimchi and the pork together. So you're just going to try and incorporate as much of it as possible. And at the same time, I'm adding in tofu and noodles. The vegetables will be the last thing that we mix in. And you're going to want to make sure you're grabbing from the bottom as well to make sure you're getting as much of everything mixed in. And so now we're going to add some vegetable. Another good reason why we used pork instead of pork and beef is because pork and kimchi, when they married together, are marvelous. Right, Chuck?
They do make a good flavor.
All right, so we mentioned that we're not making our own mandu pea. So we bought mandu pea. So when you buy it, it's usually going to be in the freezer section quite often. So ours has had plenty of time in this wonderful weather to do what it needed to do, right, Chuck?
Yeah, it should be pretty thawed by now.
All right, so right now what I'm doing right here is I'm just continuing to grab from the bottom. I do this when I make meatloaf too. Grab from the bottom and make sure everything is mixed well together. Because basically when you get a bite of this, you want all of it. You don't want just a bite of tofu. You don't want a bite of kimchi. You want everything mixed together because This makes a fabulous taste mixed together. And luckily, because our kimchi, I had already squeezed the water or the liquid out for another recipe that we were working on, we didn't have as much liquid in our kimchi, so our kimchi was relatively dry. Mandu pea. If you buy it from the store, you need to check and make sure the edges are not already dried out. That means that it's basically too dry, so you got to be careful with that. When you pull your mandu pea out, you're going to want a damp cloth to keep it kind of malleable. So pull it out. Because we did not make our own pea, we do have to put liquid water around the edges so it'll seal.
If you put too much in there, it's going to be a pain to seal. Now, when you watch like the Korean grandma making it on there, she's like, get a big old spoon and jam it in there and then seal it up, and she works some sort of weird like kitchen grandma magic, and it comes out looking like a masterpiece.
So you fold it over. Now remember, we're working with mandu pea that was frozen, and so ours is a little more fragile. So we're going to start, fold it over into the center. I already have a hole in this one. And then we're going to start sealing from the end.
And we're not going to do anything fancy. We're going to stick with the standard soup dumpling style.
All right, so now that I've got it into the half moon, if I fold it this way, it's not going to look very pretty right now.
I think you're supposed to go around the bottom of it.
But it wasn't working well.
Okay,
and because we have mandu pea that came from the store, we will put flour on the bottom so they don't stick. Let's see if Chuck can make a mandu pea.
Oh, I got to do it now?
Oh, heck yes. Come on, grab one, see what you can do.
We're so novice, this is our first attempt.
Yeah, this is literally the first time we've ever made mandu at home. And I am making a mess. This does not look pretty. This is not my skill set. I'm a cheesecake maker. If your mandu is a little bit cool, stick it between your hands and warm it up so it'll be more malleable. Watch him make prettier mandu than me. It isn't going to make me mad either, y'all, because he's good at some of this stuff. Aren't you, Chuck?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, get back here. There we go. Okay, well, it looks kind of like a hatchet wound, but I got sealed over the top, and then we bring the two ends together and pinch. Aha! There we go. There's the soup dumpling.
Look, already he's making better looking soup dumplings than me. Like I said, it may not be pretty, y'all, but they're going to be dumplings, and we made them. So we're going to make some dumplings. We're not making any fancy shapes.
Take a look-see of our little travesties.
We tried. That should count for something, right?
Hey, they're sealed, there's stuff in them, and they're going to cook.
Hey,
so.
You know what? I don't really always care if it looks good when we make it.
As long as it tastes good.
The taste is really what I go for. So as long as these taste good, they could look terrible, and I would be like, yes, because we made that and it tastes good. Got our steaming pot back up. We have our steaming pan here. Got our water heated back up. And now we are going to put in our mandu. When you put them in, you do not want to put them right next to each other. You want to give them some space. They don't like to be friends.
It's like being in a sauna. You don't want to be too close to the other dude in there. Close enough to say hi, not close enough to shake hands.
All right, so now we're going to turn it back up to high and let it steam for 12 minutes.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
About 12.
And hopefully our mandu will not have exploded or mutated into brain-sucking zombies.
A few moments later.
So just like us, they may not be the most beautiful,
But they're there.
but they're there. And we're about to find out, do they taste good? Are you ready, Chuck?
Yeah. So you can eat these straight, or you can use a dipping sauce.
It ain't pretty. By God, we made some mandu. But let me tell you this. That's some good mandu. It's not pretty at all, but it tastes delicious.
Oh, it's falling apart, too.
If you're feeling it and you want to make some mandu, this is a perfect recipe. This is a great recipe.
This is good. Yeah.
This is good.
You can customize it a little bit. You can make it spicier or savorier or meatier or more kimchier, if that's a word, more kimchier.
I'm not mad at this. I'm also not mad that I didn't make my own pea, so there we go. I'm happy with this.
Oh yeah, that's really good with the dipping sauce. So we're going to eat these and finish steaming those.
He's going to eat that. Yeah, So y'all, like, subscribe, do the internet stuff. That's why I stuffed that in his mouth so I could say that today. We'll see y'all next time.